I knew it was going to come eventually, and I had the opportunity to go into the group housing through basically a distributor. Was giving me the opportunity to work with a system, and he was looking for somebody, so that was primarily one of the reasons I went into this. I was working with the company that had the software on my sorting system, so I wanted to kind of stick with one company, and that was one of the reasons why I went with this system. And I knew the system was good and working well in other places also. I did the first stage, but it's not necessarily complete to be ideal, to make the system work ideally and as an operation and ongoing. So really I need to put in a couple more feed stations to make everything in transition all the way through and a lot more efficient all the way through. The big thing is what I really like with the feeding station is that it feeds what they need at their required time and during the stages of pregnancy. One thing I probably should have done before I even put the system in was putting in a training area to more or less to train them to go through the gates and get them used to the gate system before I got them on the feeding station. And so that was actually done after I put the feeding station in already. Other things is I found out that you actually should have a pre-mixing pen. So when you take pigs out and put pigs in, you should put them in as groups. And I've heard too that you shouldn't actually put less than 5 pigs in at one time. So you have a pre-mixing pen that you get the 5 or whatever used to each other, and then you put them in the loose housing and things like that. You find out later on. Generally, if you notice the ones, they are all basically laying in the same area and they lay together all the time and they basically stay as a group for the first couple of weeks anyhow, and then they kind of get used to the rest of them and they kind of mingle with the rest of them. But you notice right away that they're the ones that are right in their own little area and they huddle together and they stay together. I do have a little bit, not real bad, but I do have a little bit. And you know, I'm at the stage that I'm only working with one. So if you have bigger groups, I've been to many seminars, and they always said when they get beyond 60, they lose identity of each other. And while I'm just at that stage of under 60, and so you know, they kind of know who's all in there and who's fresh in and who's fresh out. Staff would be me. So it's been a learning progress, you know, and like I said, you're learning things all the time and you're finding out what you should do and shouldn't do. Once you get the problems solved and the programs start working well and it really does work well. But you know, you got to compromise with a few things. There's always some fighting, and sometimes you get lame and you got to take these pigs out, and you know, you don't have these problems when you're in stalls. But the best thing I really do like about it is the feeding program. No, because I've already dealt with things like that already in some other programs that I have, so that wasn't the biggest issue. But what I really do like in the system is the heat detection, and that you can breed on that all the time, and it tells you exactly when they're in heat and how many times and when there's a peak time for breeding in that, and that is really slick. I gotta like that. Look around before you and look at other systems and find out what the problems are and the benefits are, and really, you know, you listen to other farmers and find out what's good and what's bad. And if you're working with a brand new barn, then design it on a brand new barn. But if you're looking to renovate, you know, you really have to look at what you're working with and how you can, you know, renovate, make the best of it. Yes.